I'm on today to share with you some projects that I have been making for Julia at JMC Designs. Julia is releasing another set of physical stamps, papers, stencils, all sorts over on Hochanda. So if you do want to purchase any of this, that is where you're going to find it. I will leave a link to Julia's website below this video and also the dates and times for the Hochanda shows. So these are the bits that Julia sent me to have a play with. Now, I normally will film everything before I start playing with it, but I was so excited to get playing with it, I completely forgot. So I haven't got all the papers to show you as whole pieces because, unfortunately, I've used most of what Julia sent me. So I'll show you what I've got left, and then I'll show you the projects that I made. So first of all, she sent me these two fantastic stamp sets of the two girls. So you've got Clara Clogg and Wilma Watts. I always want to say Wilma Watts. Down the side of each, you've got a border. So this one, you've got the rivets and the squiggles. And on this side one, on Clara's one, you've got some cogs and mechanical butterflies. Julia's included some sentiments in these stamp sets, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So you've got You Light Up My Life, Shine Bright, and You Couldn't Handle Me Even If I Came With Instructions. So they're fun sentiments to use. And then there's also a few little elementy bits. So on this one, you've got a couple of sets of cogs. So you've got the three together, and then you've got the more solid single cog. And then just down here, there is actually a light bulb as well, which I've used on a few of my projects. So I will show you that. Julia has also designed some stencils. So these are the ones that I have got. So we've got this one, which has got the circles, and then these sort of almost like the centre of cogs, and then some rivets in amongst it. We've also got the light bulb. I love this one. I've played with this one lots. And also, I'm sure this is a favourite of Julia's, circles, yay! And as you can see, I've been having fun playing with that one. And then there was also some papers. Now, the only two whole papers I've got left is this one, which is fantastic. It's so vibrant. And then we've got this really sort of vintagey, steampunky with the steampunk flowers and things like that as well. There were another, I think it was another two designs, but I have been using them, so you'll see them on the projects as we go through. There was also some metal elements, so some cogs and some keys. And again, I have used all of those in my projects. So we'll start by having a look at the tags that I've created. So I have done these ones. I have done without using the stamp set. So I have cut out some elements from the paper. So on one of the papers, it was all these green cogs and the mechanical bees in the background. So I've cut the bees out and ripped some of the papers and put them in the background. From the other paper, I've cut the flowers, and then I've just cut some leaves from some scraps of the blue paper. And there's the cog, one of the cogs that came with it. When I chopped the bees out, I didn't want to cut the antennae out, so I just coloured in a bit of white craft wire, like floristry wire, and I just curled it round, coloured it in black and curled it round to make their antennae. And then I've just put lots of lovely trims on the top of that one. So yeah, that's that one. And then this one, I've done a very similar thing. So I've cut a tag and then I've layered it up with strips of the blue paper, which is the paper that these butterflies actually came from. And I've cut the butterflies out again, same way as I did with the bees, but this time I've layered keys over the centre of them to make it look like that's the body of the butterfly. And I've put the sentiment "Fly Free" and then just a few gems and things and a few trims on the top of that one. Okay, so let's have a look at the cards that I've created. So this is the first card that I created. So as you can see, I've used the beautiful Clara Clogg in this one, and I just think she is gorgeous, and I've coloured her all in reds and golden browns and given her beautiful blonde hair, and then a bit of petrol blue for her scarf and her tights. And I've kept it quite simple. I've used a couple of the papers in the background there, just a bit of metallic cardstock, and I've bumped that up on a layer of card. I've used one of the sentiments that says "Just for You," and then just a simple one of those cogs that really ties in with the colours that I've used on the dress on the top of that one. And to go with it, I made an envelope. So I used the same paper that I've used in the background of the card, and I've just layered that on the envelope, a nice strip of that on the envelope with a label tag in the middle, and just a few of the same gems that I've used on the card just dotted about on the envelope. So yeah, got that one. We also have got, if I can find it, I did another card. So this one I've done with the really vintagey steampunky papers, and I've kept this one really, really simple. So I've done it on a craft card base, and I've used one of the papers. This is one of the papers that I haven't got any of a whole piece left. Oh no, this is one of the ones I did have a piece of a whole piece left. It's the blue ones and the green ones that I didn't. But yeah, I've layered some of that in the background. And I've popped some of the cogs up on the top there, Believe in the Impossible, and I've just inked around the edges of that so that it keeps its vibrancy, but it ties in with the rest of what's on the card. I've then stamped and heat embossed the Wilma Watts in some gold embossing powder, and then I've just gone around the edge with some vintage photo to make it look like a vintage image, and then I've just heat embossed. I've coloured in yellow and heat embossed and put some glitter just on the light bulbs just to make them pop a little bit. And again, I made a coordinating envelope. So again, I've just used an element of the paper, and I've ripped down one side and popped that onto the envelope, and then I've actually used the stamps as well and stamped in rose gold pigment ink. I've just stamped a few cogs around, and again I've put one of the address labels on there and inked around the edge of the address label so that that fits into. I also made a canvas, so this is just a little mixed media canvas. So I've used some of the papers in the background there, I've used some of the stamps, I used the light bulb stencil and put all of these light bulbs in the background here, the bigger ones, but I did it with texture paste. And then while the texture paste was still wet, I put a bit of embossing powder on the top. Let's see if I can get it in the shot. There you go. So you can see the shine on the outside, on the gold. And then I coloured the inside in with a bit of yellow squeezed lemonade distress oxide. And then I've put glossy accents over the top of that, so it looks like glass. Over the top of that, we've layered again Wilma Watts. But this time my daughter, actually, my older daughter, coloured this one in for me, and she picked out some really vibrant colours to make her pop off the page, which I think is really fun. And again, just on her light bulbs in her hands and on her hat, I've added a little bit of glossy accents to make them shine. I've added the sentiment Shine Bright just down the side there, and again just a few of the stamps, the light bulb stamp and some of the border stamps around the edge there. I made a little notebook. So this one I made just using the stencils and the stamps, the cog stamps. So I've done a jelly print on my jelly plate using the stencils, so you can see some of the circles and some of the cog elements in the background there, and again some of the light bulbs. And again, on these light bulbs I did them with a little bit of oxide and went over them with a bit of clear embossing powder so that they've got a bit of shine to them. I've done some of the cogs in a metallic embossing powder, and some I've just stamped. And then I've put the sentiment Shine Bright up there, and then I've gone over all of it with vintage photo to make it look really, really old and vintagey. And I really like that just as a little notebook, just to, you know, write your little bits and bobs down in. I also made a journal, just a little art journal. Now, I've just put some copy paper in here for now, but you could put some mixed media paper in there, or some heavy-duty watercolour paper, and have some real fun, because this is a nice size, like sort of 6x6 size journal. So in the background here, I've used one of the lovely papers. This is definitely one of the ones I didn't have anything left of because I loved it. The green paper with the cogs in the background and the clockwork bees. Again, I've made little wire antennae for the bees, and I've used some of the stamps in the background there, the cogs and the light bulbs, just to sort of pull everything together. I've put the sentiment Believe the Impossible, and again I've inked around the edges and put a little bit of stamping on that. I've put some little sequins from the bumblebees, so it looks like they're flying around and leaving their little sparkly trails as they go, and then just a few gems here and there. On the insides, I've used some of this lovely paper on both the front and the back of the journal, just to make it finished off. I'd actually coloured the chipboard in with a paint marker rather than gessoing and painting. I just used one of these uni paint markers that I picked up in Range or Hobbycraft, and I just went around all the edges. I didn't obviously colour the whole thing in, just where you would see it once the papers were on. And on the back I've just left that nice and simple, so that if you're working actually in the journal, it will lay reasonably flat, although you probably would take the rings out or just take the page that you're working on out. And like I say, for now I've just popped in a few sheets of copy paper, but you could obviously put some heavier paper in there and use that as an art journal, and that is what I would use this for. I absolutely love this. This is one of my favourite of all of the projects that I did. And then finally I also altered a box. So this was a box that my my husband's headphones came in, and it sort of opens out and it's got a magnetic closure on the side, and I thought, oh, that's brilliant, I'll use that and alter it. So I have done just that. And I've used Clara Clog in this one, and I have layered panels of paper on each panel of the box. I've picked, this is one of the other papers that I didn't have anything left of, because this would obviously took quite a lot of it. I've covered the whole outside of the box in this beautiful blue paper with the gorgeous mechanical butterflies, and then on the inside I've done the whole thing with the mechanical flowers, and I just love this. I think this is such a lovely box, and you can just imagine getting a gift inside there. You know, the box would be as much of a gift as whatever was inside it. So on this one I have cut out some of the flowers from the papers, and I have just given them a little bit of shape and texture and popped them down here to make a floral cluster. And again I've just cut some leaves out of the green scraps of the green paper, and just again given them a little bit of shape and inked around the edges. I've stamped and heat embossed some of the light bulbs, so these are all shiny. I've then gone over them with a bit of glossy accents to make the actual whole bulb shiny. I put some glossy accents on the inside of the flowers just to make the flower centres pop a little bit. See if I can get the camera to focus on it. There you go. So you see that there's some real shine on the light bulbs and on the flower centres. I've put the word imagination down the bottom here, and again I've inked around the edge in some stormy sky to match that lovely blue paper in the background. And on top of that we've stood Clara Clog. And I've done her as a beautiful red head with little freckles on her face. I think she's gorgeous. Over to the side there I've put some of the metalwork, some of the cogs just off to the side there, and then just above Clara we have got the light bulbs, but they're sort of growing downwards with some leaves, which I just thought was really steampunk and really fun. So that's what I have been making for JMC Designs latest release of physical stamps and dies. Like I say, I will leave the link in the description box for when these are going to be on Hochanda. Obviously I won't be releasing this video until they're either live or about to go live, but I'll leave all of those details on the description box, and I'll also leave the link to Julia's website and to her YouTube channel, because I'm sure she'll be doing lots, and also Dawn. I know Dawn will be doing loads and loads and loads, so I'll leave all of those links for all the ladies that have got YouTube channels that will be showing their projects in the description box below this video. So that's it from me for now. I'm off to clean my craft room because it looks like a bomb's hit it, get this lot packed up and sent down to Hochanda. So I'll see you all again very, very soon in another crafty video. Bye for now.